From the sun-drenched sands of Egypt to the mist-shrouded jungles of Mesoamerica, humanity's oldest and grandest architectural marvels stand as enduring testaments to ingenuity. But what if these magnificent structures, built across continents and separated by millennia, share a secret far more profound than mere structural brilliance? What if their very foundations, their precise orientations, whispered tales not of earthly power alone, but of a sacred dialogue with the cosmos itself? For generations, historians and archaeologists marveled at the seemingly impossible precision of these ancient builders. The pyramids of Giza mirroring Orion's belt, Stonehenge aligning with solstices, Angkor Wat reflecting celestial patterns. Yet, validating these intricate connections, understanding the why behind such monumental effort, often remains shrouded in theory, limited by the very earth we stand upon. Were these alignments deliberate, born of profound astronomical knowledge, or simply happy coincidences? Today, a new era of exploration has dawned. High above our world, the discerning eyes of satellites are peeling back layers of time, transcending geographical barriers and revealing patterns invisible to the naked eye. Through cutting-edge remote sensing, LiDAR, and hyperspectral imaging, we are now able to digitally reconstruct these ancient landscapes with unprecedented accuracy, verifying hypotheses that once seemed fantastical. Celestial Architects embarks on an extraordinary journey across 28 pivotal sites, where we will witness how advanced space technology is not merely confirming ancient celestial observations, but reshaping our understanding of our ancestors' genius, challenging long-held assumptions, and unveiling a hidden cosmic blueprint etched into the very fabric of our ancient world. For as long as humanity has gazed upwards, the night sky has been a canvas for our deepest questions, our grandest myths, and our most profound understandings. Before the advent of electric light, the cosmos was not a distant spectacle, but an immediate, immersive reality. Across continents and millennia, ancient civilizations, from the nomadic hunters of the Ice Age to the sophisticated urbanites of the Fertile Crescent, lived under a celestial dome far more vibrant and terrifyingly beautiful than anything most of us experience today. For them, the stars were not mere points of light. They were the storytellers, the divine messengers, the very fabric of existence interwoven with their daily lives. Imagine an elder of an early Neolithic village, pointing a gnarled finger towards the inky expanse, tracing the path of a shimmering constellation as he recounts tales of creation, of gods battling in the heavens, of heroes transformed into glittering immortals. The Sumerians mapped the heavens with astonishing detail, associating deities with planets and stars. The Egyptians saw the afterlife as a journey through the celestial river, their pharaohs destined to become stars themselves. In Mesoamerica, the Maya developed a complex cosmology where the movements of Venus and the Milky Way dictated cycles of sacrifice and prophecy. This wasn't just poetic musing. It was a fundamental framework for their worldview, shaping everything from art and architecture to social hierarchy and governance. The stars were a universal language, a silent, powerful presence that demanded attention, reverence, and interpretation. They were the primal almanac, the divine blueprint, a cosmic mirror reflecting humanity's place in the vast, unfathomable universe. This inherent, almost instinctual connection to the celestial realm laid the groundwork for something truly extraordinary, the conscious decision to manifest this cosmic order here on Earth, in the very cities they built. They weren't just observing the stars, they were inviting them into their homes, their temples, their very urban fabric, weaving a living tapestry between the terrestrial and the divine. From the quiet reverence of stargazing, we now turn to a staggering leap of human ingenuity, the transformation of celestial observation into monumental architecture. Why did ancient civilizations dedicate such immense resources, such painstaking effort, to align their grandest structures with the heavens? Was it merely an aesthetic flourish, a sophisticated form of decoration? The evidence overwhelmingly suggests otherwise. These alignments were not arbitrary, nor were they coincidental. They were deliberate, often precise to within fractions of a degree, indicating a level of astronomical knowledge and engineering prowess that continues to mystify modern scholars. Imagine the sheer scale of the undertaking: thousands of laborers, years if not decades of construction, the movement of colossal stones, all guided by principles rooted in the invisible movements of distant stars and planets. This wasn't simply about making buildings look nice. These monumental alignments served crucial, multifaceted purposes, intertwining the practical with the profound. They were, in essence, functional, sacred, and political all at once, pillars supporting the very foundations of their societies. Practically, celestial movements offered the only reliable calendar, essential for survival. Religiously, they provided a direct conduit to the divine, a physical manifestation of sacred cosmology. And politically, they demonstrated the supreme authority and divine mandate of rulers who could command such ambitious projects, effectively bringing the heavens down to earth to legitimize their reign. We're talking about more than just a clever trick of architecture. We're talking about a civilization-wide commitment to understanding and integrating the cosmic order into their earthly existence. They weren't just building structures. They were constructing cosmic machines, terrestrial embodiments of their deepest beliefs and most vital needs. As we peel back the layers of dust and time, what emerges is a portrait of ancient peoples whose connection to the universe was far more sophisticated and intentional than previously imagined. They left us a silent, stone testament to a profound intelligence, a testament that modern technology is now finally allowing us to fully read and comprehend. It's time to challenge our assumptions and unlock the true genius woven into the very fabric of their monumental achievements. In a world without atomic clocks or digital calendars, the celestial realm was the ultimate arbiter of time. For ancient peoples, mastering the rhythm of the heavens was not a philosophical pursuit. It was a matter of survival. Agriculture, the bedrock of civilization, depended entirely on the predictable cycle of seasons: planting, harvesting, storing. Missed a crucial planting window, and your community could face famine. Without a reliable way to track the passage of time, organized society as we know it would have been impossible. This is where celestial architects truly shone. They transformed fixed astronomical observation points into the world's first monumental clocks and calendars. By aligning structures large and small with the solstices, equinoxes, and the heliacal rising of specific stars, they created tangible markers that announced the arrival of spring, the height of summer, the chill of winter. Consider the colossal lintel of Stonehenge, perfectly framing the summer solstice sunrise for over 400–500 years. Or the Drombeg stone circle in Ireland, where the winter solstice sunset precisely bisects the altar stone. In ancient Egypt, the annual flooding of the Nile, vital for fertilization, was inextricably linked to the heliacal rising of Sirius, Sopdet. The stars' first appearance in the dawn sky, after a long period of invisibility, heralded the inundation, allowing them to prepare their fields. Their entire agricultural calendar, and indeed much of their religious year, revolved around this single celestial event. Similarly, in Mesoamerica, intricate calendar systems like the Maya long count and Hab were derived from generations of meticulous skywatching, allowing them to predict eclipses and planetary movements with astonishing accuracy. They didn't just tell time, they mapped cosmic cycles that spanned thousands of years. These ancient timekeepers weren't just intellectual marvels. They were the backbone of social organization. They dictated when festivals were held, when rituals were performed, when tribute was collected, ensuring societal cohesion and order. The stars weren't just a pretty backdrop. They were the gears of a grand cosmic clock, and ancient architects were the master craftsmen who built the mechanisms to read it, embedding timeless knowledge into the very stones of their world. While the stars offered a practical calendar, their most profound influence was arguably spiritual. For ancient cultures, the heavens were not an empty void, but the dwelling place of gods, spirits, and ancestors. The cosmos was a living, breathing entity, a sacred realm where creation myths unfolded daily. To align a temple, a city, or a burial chamber with a celestial event was to imbue it with divine power, to open a direct conduit between the earthly and the ethereal. In cultures across the globe, priests and shamans were often the most astute astronomers, their interpretations of the night sky holding immense spiritual authority. The alignment of a temple's main axis with a specific star or the rising sun on a sacred day wasn't arbitrary. It was an act of profound reverence, a deliberate invitation to the gods. Imagine the Temple of Karnak in Egypt, its grand axis designed to align with the winter solstice sunrise, allowing a shaft of light to penetrate deep into its sanctuary, illuminating the statue of Amun-Ra, the sun god. This wasn't just light. It was divine presence, a moment of profound spiritual communion witnessed by thousands. For the Maya, their pyramids and observatories were not just structures, but sacred mountains, carefully positioned to reflect the patterns of the cosmos and serve as stages for elaborate rituals that maintained the balance of the universe. The El Caracol Observatory at Chichen Itza, with its specific windows and alignments, allowed priests to track Venus, a planet of immense spiritual significance linked to war and fertility. The very act of construction, the placement of each stone, was a ritual in itself, ensuring that the finished edifice was charged with cosmic energy. These celestial connections transformed inert stone into living prayer, silent sanctuaries into vibrating altars. They were designed not just to point to the sky, but to bring the sky down to earth, allowing mortals to interact with the divine, to perform rituals at cosmically opportune moments, and to ensure the continued favor of the gods. The precision was born of faith, a deep-seated belief that by mirroring the heavens, they could secure their place within the sacred order of the universe. Beyond the realms of practical timekeeping and spiritual devotion, celestial alignments served a powerful, earthly purpose: the legitimization of power. In ancient societies, rulers were often seen not just as political leaders, but as divine intermediaries, chosen by the gods to govern. What better way to cement this divine mandate, to demonstrate their unparalleled authority, than to literally bring the heavens to earth through their monumental constructions? By commanding the construction of cities and temples aligned with the sun, moon, and stars, rulers effectively claimed mastery over the cosmos itself. They were not merely building, they were embodying the cosmic order, demonstrating their unique ability to interpret the divine will and to harness celestial energies for the benefit of their people. The scale, precision, and enduring nature of these structures were undeniable proof of a leader's power, wisdom, and direct connection to the divine. Imagine a pharaoh standing at the foot of a colossal pyramid, its corners pointing precisely to the cardinal directions, its design reflecting the eternal journey of the stars. This wasn't just a tomb. It was a cosmic engine, propelling the pharaoh's soul to join the imperishable stars, thereby ensuring the continuity of the kingdom. Such a feat of engineering, of astronomical foresight, solidified his divine right to rule in the eyes of his subjects, reinforcing the social order and discouraging dissent. In Mesoamerica, the vast cities of the Maya and Aztecs, with their temples oriented to specific celestial events, were not only religious centers but also epicenters of political power. The ability of rulers and their astronomer priests to predict eclipses or track Venus's cycles was a potent symbol of their knowledge and control, awe-inspiring to the populace and intimidating to rivals. These cities, in their cosmic configurations, broadcasted a clear message. The rulers were aligned with the very forces of creation, and their authority was as immutable as the movements of the stars. These alignments were therefore not just architectural choices, they were declarations of sovereignty, etched in stone for eternity, binding the fate of kingdoms to the grandeur of the heavens. Our journey into ancient cosmic architecture begins where it arguably reaches its zenith: the Giza Plateau in ancient Egypt, home to the Great Pyramids and the Sphinx. For millennia, these colossal structures have stood as silent sentinels, defying time and challenging our understanding of ancient capabilities. Built over 500 years ago, primarily during the 4th dynasty, c.d. 257-524-65 BCE. The pyramids of Khufu, Khafre, and Menkaure are not just tombs. They are extraordinary astronomical instruments. The precision of their alignment is nothing short of breathtaking. The sides of the Great Pyramid of Khufu are oriented almost perfectly to the cardinal directions, true north, south, east, and west, with an error of less than 1/15 of a degree. To achieve such accuracy without modern tools is a testament to an astronomical and surveying mastery that perplexes engineers even today. How did they find true north with such fidelity in an era before compasses? Theories abound, from observing the circumpolar stars like Thuban, which was the pole star in ancient times, to using complex shadow-casting techniques during the equinoxes. But the alignments extend beyond the cardinal points. The prevailing and widely discussed Orion correlation theory, popularized by Robert Bauval, suggests that the layout of the 3 main Giza pyramids precisely mirrors the 3 stars of Orion's belt, Al-Natak, Al-Nilam, and Mintaka, as they would have appeared in the night sky around 500 BCE. While the date itself is debated, the visual correlation between the pyramid layout and the asterism is undeniable and striking. Furthermore, shafts within the Great Pyramid, once thought to be for ventilation, point directly to specific stars, the northern shafts to Thuban and the ancient pole star Kochab, and the southern shafts to Sirius and Orion's belt. These star shafts were likely designed to facilitate the pharaoh's journey to the afterlife, allowing his spirit to ascend and join the imperishable stars, the circumpolar stars that never set, or to become one with Osiris, the god of the afterlife, often associated with Orion. Such sophisticated integration of architecture, astronomy, and theology firmly establishes the Giza pyramids as a celestial blueprint, a tangible link between earthly power and the eternal cosmos. They stand not only as monuments to individual pharaohs, but as a collective testament to a civilization that saw the heavens as the ultimate guide for their terrestrial existence. Thousands of miles and an ocean away from Giza, another ancient civilization etched its cosmic vision into the landscape, not with individual tombs but with an entire city, Teotihuacan. Flourishing between 100 BCE and 600 CE in the Valley of Mexico, Teotihuacan was one of the largest and most influential cities of the ancient world. Its enigmatic builders, leaving behind a monumental urban plan that speaks volumes of their advanced astronomical knowledge. The city's defining feature is the Avenue of the Dead, a vast thoroughfare running roughly 15 degrees east of true north, flanked by colossal pyramids and ceremonial platforms. The largest of these, the Pyramid of the Sun, is one of the biggest structures ever built in the Americas, its base nearly identical in size to the Great Pyramid of Giza. Its western face is precisely aligned with the setting sun on 2 specific dates each year, August 12th and April 29th. These dates are significant, not only for agricultural cycles, but also because August 12th marks the beginning of the Mesoamerican long count calendar. However, Teotihuacan's cosmic grid extends even further. Research, including work by archaeoastronomer Anthony Aveni, reveals that the city's entire orientation, including the Avenue of the Dead, is aligned not with cardinal directions, but with the setting point of the Pleiades star cluster, known as Tianquitzli to some Mesoamerican cultures, in the pre-dawn sky. This alignment would have been critically important for signaling the start of the planting season. Imagine the city's high priests or rulers standing atop the Pyramid of the Moon, watching the Pleiades dip below the horizon along the precise axis of their grand avenue, a celestial cue for thousands of farmers. The planning required for such a sophisticated urban layout, incorporating both solar and stellar alignments into its very foundation, indicates a profound, long-term commitment to celestial observation and integration. The Teotihuacan people, whose identity remains largely a mystery, left no decipherable written records like the Maya, yet their city itself is a vast, stone-hewn codex, detailing their sophisticated understanding of the cosmos and their mastery over earthly engineering. Their city was not just a place to live. It was a functioning cosmic observatory, a testament to a civilization that built its world in harmony with the celestial dance. High in the cloud-kissed peaks of the Peruvian Andes, the Inca city of Machu Picchu stands as a breathtaking testament to humanity's ability to integrate architecture, landscape, and celestial wisdom. Built around 1450 CE by the Inca Emperor Pachacuti, this lost city was not merely a royal estate or sacred retreat. It was a sophisticated astronomical observatory, strategically positioned and meticulously designed to honor the sun god Inti and track the critical cycles of the cosmos. Unlike the geometrically planned cities of Egypt or Mesoamerica, Machu Picchu's genius lies in its symbiotic relationship with its dramatic natural surroundings. Every temple, every terrace, every wall seems to emerge organically from the granite mountainside, yet each element is precisely tuned to the celestial movements above. The Intihuatana stone, meaning hitching post of the sun, is perhaps the most famous example. Carved directly from the bedrock, this pillar casts no shadow at midday on the equinoxes, an astonishingly precise indicator of these pivotal moments. It served as a cosmic clock, allowing Inca priests to perform critical rituals at the exact celestial times. Nearby, the Temple of the Sun is a curvilinear structure built around a naturally occurring rock, its windows and niches perfectly aligned. One window precisely frames the rising sun on the June winter solstice, while another aligns with the rising sun of the December summer solstice. On these sacred days, the sun's rays would penetrate deep into the temple, illuminating specific altars or sacred objects, symbolizing divine blessing and renewing the sun's power. The Sun Gate, or Intipunku, also frames the solstice sunrise, offering a spectacular vista for pilgrims arriving at the city. The Incas' mastery was not just about building. It was about orchestrating light and shadow, stone and sky, to create living calendars and sacred spaces that resonated with cosmic harmony. Their understanding of the sun's path, the solstices and equinoxes, was fundamental to their agricultural calendar, their religious ceremonies, and the legitimacy of their emperor, who was considered a direct descendant of Inti. Machu Picchu, therefore, is not just an architectural marvel. It is a celestial symphony composed in stone, a vivid reminder of how ancient builders across the globe shared a common, profound connection to the stars, a connection now being confirmed by the very technology that allows us to look back in time from space. From the desolate plains of Salisbury to the sprawling metropolis of Teotihuacan, humanity's cosmic blueprints seem to echo across continents. But our journey now takes us eastward, deep into the heart of Southeast Asia, to a realm where stone and spirit intertwine with celestial precision, Angkor Wat. This monumental complex, the very soul of the Khmer Empire, is far more than just a collection of temples. It is a sprawling, intricate tapestry woven from sandstone and a profound cosmological vision, a mirror held up to the heavens. Built in the 12th century by King Suryavarman II, Angkor Wat is an architectural marvel, but its true genius lies hidden in plain sight. Its deliberate alignments with specific stars and constellations. For the ancient Khmer, the cosmos was not a distant, abstract concept, but an active, living entity, influencing every aspect of their world. Their Hindu-Buddhist beliefs imbued the heavens with divine significance, viewing the stars as deities and the celestial motions as manifestations of cosmic order. The entire complex, from its central towers representing Mount Meru, the mythical home of the gods, to its surrounding moats symbolizing the cosmic ocean, is a three-dimensional mandala, a sacred diagram of the universe. Scholars have long theorized about Angkor Wat's astronomical connections, but recent satellite data has provided undeniable evidence. The most compelling alignment involves the constellation Draco, the dragon. In ancient Khmer cosmology, the dragon, or Naga, was a revered, powerful symbol, a protector, and a bridge between the mortal and divine realms. It is no coincidence that the causeways leading to Angkor Wat are famously lined with monumental balustrades depicting multi-headed nagas, as if guarding the path to the cosmic center. Advanced mapping techniques, often derived from satellite imagery, have allowed archaeoastronomers to plot the precise orientations of Angkor Wat's numerous structures, gateways, and even the carefully calculated distances between them. They reveal a meticulous design that, at specific times of the year, corresponds to the heliacal rising and setting of key stars, including those within the constellation Draco. This isn't a mere approximation. The accuracy is astounding, suggesting an astronomical knowledge that challenges previous estimates of the Khmer's scientific capabilities. The architects of Angkor Wat weren't just building temples. They were choreographing a cosmic symphony, a permanent testament to their profound understanding of the stars and their place within a divinely ordered universe. From the ancient Khmer's celestial dragons, we traverse oceans and centuries to the heart of the Yucatan Peninsula, where another masterwork of cosmic architecture awaits. Here, amidst the verdant jungle, rise the stone cities of the Maya, civilization renowned for its unparalleled calendrical systems and astronomical prowess. Our destination, Chichen Itza, home to a structure that embodies this mastery like no other, the Pyramid of Kukulkan, often called El Castillo. This isn't just a pyramid. It is a meticulously engineered cosmic clock, a grand stage for a celestial drama that unfolds twice a year, every spring and autumn equinox. March 20th and September 22nd, thousands gather to witness an extraordinary phenomenon. As the sun begins its descent on these sacred days, a precise interplay of light and shadow transforms the pyramid's northern staircase. The sunlight, catching the edge of the 9 platforms, creates a series of 7 inverted triangles of light. These triangles merge with the monumental carved serpent heads at the base of the staircase, forming the breathtaking illusion of a giant feathered serpent, Kukulkan, slowly descending from the heavens to bless the earth. This, serpent of light, is not an accident of architecture. It is the culmination of generations of astronomical observation and mathematical genius. The Maya understood the precise angle of the sun at the equinoxes, the exact orientation needed for their pyramid to achieve this spectacular effect. The pyramid's 91 steps on each of its 4 sides, plus the final platform, total 365, symbolizing the days of their Hab, civil calendar. Its every dimension and orientation speak of a profound connection to the sun, moon, and planets. While archaeologists had long observed and documented this phenomenon, it was the application of modern precision tools, informed by satellite-derived positional data, that fully revealed the exquisite accuracy of Kukulkan's design. GPS coordinates and high-resolution topographic maps, made possible by remote sensing, allowed researchers to confirm the pyramid's orientation with astonishing exactitude. They verified that the corners align almost perfectly with the cardinal directions, and the staircase responsible for the serpent's shadow is oriented precisely to capture the equinox sun. The Mayas' knowledge of orbital mechanics and geometry was not merely theoretical. It was built into the very fabric of their sacred cities, a tangible testament to their celestial architects, who truly understood how to harness the movements of the cosmos. From the intricate shadow play of Chichen Itza to the starlit symphonies of Angkor Wat, we've witnessed humanity's deep-seated connection to the cosmos. But these aren't isolated marvels. As we expand our gaze across the globe, a remarkable pattern emerges. Celestial alignments, often with breathtaking precision, appear in ancient sites on every inhabited continent. It raises a profound question. Did diverse cultures, separated by vast oceans and insurmountable distances, independently arrive at similar understandings of the heavens? Or did some form of shared knowledge, a celestial language, somehow transcend geographical barriers? Consider the standing stones of Stonehenge in England, oriented with uncanny accuracy to the summer solstice sunrise and winter solstice sunset, or the mysterious Karnak stones in Brittany, France, whose alignments hint at lunar cycles. Venture further, and you find the monumental pyramids of ancient Egypt, such as the Giza complex, precisely aligned to the cardinal directions, with specific shafts pointing to stellar regions like Orion's belt, a constellation deeply significant to their beliefs in the afterlife. In North America, indigenous mound builders created earthworks like the Newark Earthworks in Ohio, a vast geometric complex whose octagonal enclosure precisely tracks the Moon's major standstill over an 18.6-year cycle, a feat of observation that astounds modern astronomers. Even in places like Easter Island, the famous Moai statues aren't randomly placed. Many face inland, but a select few at Ahu Akivi face the equinox sun and moon. The Nazca lines in Peru, while still shrouded in much mystery, feature certain animal effigies and geoglyphs that align with specific celestial bodies or significant solar events. This global distribution of astronomically aligned structures challenges simple explanations. Was it a fundamental human drive to understand time, seasons, and the divine? A universal response to the awe-inspiring celestial canvas above? Without modern communication, the idea of a single, unified global culture sharing this knowledge seems improbable. However, the recurring themes, the solstices, the equinoxes, the movements of prominent stars or planets, suggest that these celestial events provided a universal framework for understanding and ordering the world. Perhaps it was a parallel discovery, much like different civilizations independently developed agriculture or writing. Faced with the same sky, humanity, in its diverse forms, arrived at similar conclusions about its profound significance. Before the age of satellites, pinpointing these global connections was a painstaking, often inconclusive task. But the new eyes in the sky would soon provide the irrefutable evidence needed to connect these disparate cosmic dots, transforming speculation into confirmed patterns of a shared, ancient wisdom. As we've seen, the evidence for ancient celestial alignments is compelling. Yet, for much of the 20th century, the field of archaeoastronomy, the study of how ancient people understood and used the sky, was often met with skepticism, even outright derision, by mainstream archaeologists and historians. The notion that primitive peoples possessed such sophisticated astronomical knowledge, or that their monumental structures were built with such cosmic precision, seemed too far-fetched, too romanticized. The challenge was confirmation. Without the benefit of modern technology, verifying precise astronomical intent was incredibly difficult. Traditional archaeological methods relied on ground surveys, excavation, and the interpretation of written records or oral traditions. Measuring the exact orientation of a megalithic stone or a pyramid base with compasses and transit levels from the ground could be fraught with errors, prone to local magnetic anomalies, and limited by terrain. Furthermore, the sheer scale of many ancient sites made accurate, comprehensive measurement a logistical nightmare. Critics argued that any perceived alignments were merely coincidental. They pointed to confirmation bias, suggesting that researchers were selectively picking data points that fit a preconceived notion while ignoring others. Was the alignment of a temple with a star truly intentional, or simply the closest direction a builder could approximate, or even a random orientation? How could one definitively prove that the original builders 3,000 years ago intended tinsha for their structure to align with a specific celestial event, rather than for purely practical or religious reasons unrelated to astronomy? Archaeological digs, while invaluable for unearthing artifacts and understanding daily life, couldn't reveal the grand cosmic plan of an entire city. From the ground, the intricate relationships between distant structures, the subtle nuances of an entire site's layout, or its precise orientation to a distant horizon point were often invisible. The big picture remained elusive, fostering a climate of debate and doubt. Scholars like Alexander Thom, who meticulously surveyed hundreds of megalithic sites in Britain and France in the mid-20th century, gathering compelling statistical evidence for astronomical alignments, still faced an uphill battle. His work, while groundbreaking, relied on arduous manual measurements and lacked the irrefutable, impartial data that would eventually come from above. This era of skepticism was a crucial crucible for archaeoastronomy. It forced proponents to be more rigorous, more scientific in their approach. But it also highlighted the inherent limitations of studying vast, ancient landscapes solely from an earthbound perspective. What was desperately needed was a new way of seeing, a vantage point that could transcend the limitations of the ground and offer an unbiased, comprehensive view of the ancient world. The stage was set for a revolution, beginning not in a laboratory, but in the skies above. The limitations of ground-level archaeology were becoming painfully clear. To truly grasp the scale and intricate patterns of ancient landscapes, a different perspective was needed. The answer wouldn't come from deeper excavations, but from higher altitudes. The early 20th century marked a pivotal shift, the dawn of aerial vision. Humanity's newfound ability to ascend into the sky, first in hot air balloons and later in rudimentary aircraft, began to offer tantalizing glimpses of the world from above, revolutionizing cartography and, unexpectedly, archaeology. Imagine the astonishment of early aviators looking down upon familiar landscapes, only to see ancient field systems, buried roads, or even entire city layouts suddenly made visible by subtle changes in crop growth or soil discoloration, patterns completely imperceptible from the ground. Pioneering figures like Major G.W.G. Allen, an amateur archaeologist and Royal Air Force pilot, famously photographed hundreds of ancient sites across southern England in the 1930s. His aerial photographs of Roman camps, Iron Age hill forts, and Neolithic monuments revealed their true scale and geometric precision, patterns that confirmed deliberate design rather than random placement. These early aerial photographs, often grainy and taken from relatively low altitudes, were still a revelation. They transformed the way archaeologists conceived of sites, moving beyond individual structures to understanding entire settlement patterns and their relationship to the landscape. Cartographic techniques evolved rapidly in tandem. Surveyors began to integrate aerial photographic data into their maps, creating more accurate and comprehensive representations of ancient terrains than was ever possible through ground-based triangulation alone. The ability to see beyond the immediate excavation trench, to observe the entire canvas of a site and its surroundings, provided crucial context that had been missing. Even with these early, rudimentary aerial views, archaeologists began to spot subtle but undeniable alignments. A straight Roman road stretching for miles, pointing towards a distant landmark, or the carefully planned layout of a ceremonial complex became dramatically apparent when viewed from several thousand feet up. These views didn't just confirm the existence of structures, they hinted at an underlying intelligence, a grand design that suggested intent. The persistent debates surrounding archaeoastronomy still raged, but these early aerial perspectives provided the first compelling visual evidence that ancient builders were indeed working on a vast, integrated scale, often connecting their creations to the broader natural and celestial landscape. This was just the beginning. A much more powerful eye in the sky was about to emerge, one that would redefine our understanding of history itself. The advent of aerial photography was a crucial first step, a crack in the old paradigm. But the true game-changer, the technology that would utterly transform our ability to peer into the ancient past, was born not from archaeology, but from the crucible of the Cold War. In the mid-20th century, as superpowers vied for dominance, the space race began. What started as a quest for military supremacy and espionage unexpectedly opened up unprecedented frontiers for scientific discovery, including archaeology. October 4, 1957, the Soviet Union launched Sputnik 1, the world's first artificial satellite, a tiny metallic sphere orbiting Earth, broadcasting a simple beep, beep, beep. Sputnik ignited a furious technological competition. Soon, Both the United States and the Soviet Union were launching increasingly sophisticated satellites, initially designed for reconnaissance and surveillance. These early spy satellites, such as the U.S. Corona program, were equipped with powerful cameras capable of capturing high-resolution photographs of Earth's surface from hundreds of miles up. Their primary mission was to monitor enemy military installations, troop movements, and nuclear facilities. Yet, these, eyes in the sky, initially veiled in secrecy, contained a treasure trove of information that went far beyond military intelligence. As satellite technology advanced through the 1960s and 70s, their capabilities expanded. Sensors could detect not just visible light, but also infrared and other spectra, revealing subtle differences in vegetation and soil composition that often indicate buried structures. Imagine a long-abandoned city swallowed by desert sands or dense jungle. From the ground, it's invisible, but from orbit, the compaction of ancient roads or the nutrient differences in soil over buried walls can create faint ghost outlines, visible only to sensitive cameras. While the direct application of these classified images to archaeology was initially limited, the very existence of satellite imagery proved a concept that a global, detailed, and objective view of Earth was possible. It demonstrated that even subtle surface features, indicating human activity, could be identified from space. Scientists began to envision a future where this powerful technology, once declassified and made accessible, could be turned towards understanding our own history, unlocking secrets buried for millennia. The Cold War, ironically, had inadvertently laid the groundwork for a revolution in archaeology, providing the ultimate remote sensing platform. The stage was now set for the next leap, as these space-borne eyes would soon become an indispensable tool for archaeologists worldwide, fundamentally reshaping our understanding of celestial architects and their lost cities. The high-tech classified world of spy satellites eventually gave way to a revolution that put the power of orbital vision directly into the hands of billions. If early satellites were the scientific elite's secret weapon, then Google Earth was its ultimate democratization. Launched in 2004, Google Earth burst onto the scene, transforming the way we perceive our planet and, crucially, offering an unprecedented tool for archaeological discovery, accessible to anyone with an internet connection. No longer were high-resolution satellite images the exclusive domain of governments or academic institutions. Suddenly, researchers, students, and even amateur enthusiasts could zoom in on virtually any spot on Earth, scrutinizing landscapes with a detail previously unimaginable. The ability to pan, tilt, and zoom across vast territories from your desktop revealed patterns that traditional ground surveys or even earlier aerial photos had missed. This wasn't just cartography. It was a virtual journey, a global archaeological dig without leaving your chair. The impact on archaeology was immediate and profound. Professional archaeologists began using Google Earth for preliminary surveys, identifying potential sites for ground expeditions, and studying the relationships between known sites on a regional scale. Dr. Sarah Parcak, a leading space archaeologist, became a pioneer in using satellite imagery, including data available through Google Earth, to identify thousands of previously unknown settlements, tombs, and pyramids across Egypt, Peru, and the Roman Empire. Her work demonstrated that ancient landscapes, once thought fully explored, still held countless secrets, just waiting for the right eyes in the sky to spot them. But Google Earth also empowered a new generation of citizen scientists. Amateurs, often with local knowledge or a keen eye for subtle anomalies, began spotting potential ancient features, faint outlines of ancient roads, circular enclosures, or rectangular foundations beneath farmers, fields, or scrubland. These discoveries, often corroborated by professionals, highlighted the sheer power of collective observation and the unprecedented accessibility of the technology. From the discovery of a lost city in the Amazon to unidentified geoglyphs in Kazakhstan, Google Earth became a digital shovel, unearthing history from the comfort of our homes. This democratization of satellite imagery profoundly changed the pace and scope of archaeological exploration. It validated the notion that large-scale patterns and subtle, hidden features, the very things that could confirm the grand astronomical designs of our ancestors, were indeed detectable from space. However, even Google Earth, powerful as it was, had its limitations. Dense forests remained an impenetrable green blanket. To truly peel back nature's veil and reveal the secrets beneath, an even more advanced technology was required, one that could see through the leaves themselves. Google Earth and its predecessors offered incredible vistas, but one persistent challenge remained: dense vegetation. Vast swaths of the planet, particularly in tropical regions like the Amazon and the Maya lowlands, were impenetrable green blankets from above, hiding ancient cities and entire civilizations beneath their canopies. To truly unlock these secrets, archaeologists needed a technology that could literally see through the leaves. That technology arrived in the form of LiDAR, light detection and ranging. LiDAR works by emitting millions of rapid laser pulses towards the Earth's surface from an aircraft or drone. Unlike traditional photography, which captures reflected light, LiDAR measures the time it takes for each laser pulse to return. While most pulses are reflected by the forest canopy, a significant number manage to penetrate the gaps between leaves and branches, bouncing off the forest floor, ancient structures, or the bare earth. By meticulously recording the precise return time and intensity of each laser pulse, LiDAR systems generate incredibly detailed, three-dimensional point clouds of the terrain below. The real magic happens in post-processing. Specialized algorithms filter out all the data points from the vegetation, leaving behind only the ground surface and any features upon it. The result is a bare earth digital elevation model, a stunning, unobstructed topographic map that reveals the true landscape, completely stripped of its concealing foliage. Imagine a 3D X-ray of the jungle, revealing every terraced field, every ancient plaza, every forgotten road, and every building foundation, as if the forest simply wasn't there. LiDAR has revolutionized archaeology in regions like Central America. In the Maya lowlands, where generations of archaeologists had painstakingly hacked through dense jungle for decades, LiDAR surveys conducted in just weeks have revealed entire interconnected metropolises, vast networks of raised causeways, complex irrigation systems, and tens of thousands of previously unknown structures. The scale of these discoveries has forced a radical re-evaluation of Maya population estimates and societal organization, revealing a civilization far more extensive and interconnected than previously imagined. Sites like El Zotz, Tikal, and especially the vast Kaqchi in Guatemala have seen their true extent unveiled, showing how ancient engineers sculpted their landscape and built in sophisticated alignment not just with celestial bodies, but with each other. From the precise stellar alignments of Angkor Wat to the hidden Maya cities under a jungle canopy, modern spaceborne and aerial technologies have become the ultimate tools for confirming the profound knowledge of our ancient ancestors. They have moved archaeoastronomy from the realm of hypothesis to verified fact, demonstrating that these celestial architects were not just building structures, but crafting enduring legacies calibrated to the rhythm of the cosmos itself. The skies, once a source of mystery and inspiration for ancient builders, are now, ironically, the very vantage point from which their genius is finally revealed. Our journey through the celestial alignments of ancient cities has so far been largely a gaze from above, a revelation of patterns visible only from orbit. Satellites offer an unprecedented bird's-eye view, mapping the surface with astonishing clarity. But what about the secrets hidden beneath the Earth itself? What if the most crucial pieces of the puzzle, the very foundations of these cosmic connections, lie buried, invisible, to even the most advanced orbital sensors? This is where an extraordinary technology, ground-penetrating radar, or GPR, enters the archaeological toolkit, allowing us to peer through centuries of soil and sediment without disturbing a single grain. Imagine sending an invisible pulse, a burst of high-frequency radio waves deep into the ground. These waves travel through the Earth, bouncing off different materials: soil, rock, ancient stone walls, even voids, and return to the surface, creating an echo. Just like sonar reveals the ocean floor, GPR paints a subterranean landscape, translating these echoes into detailed cross-sectional images. For archaeologists, this is nothing short of a superpower. Instead of painstaking, destructive excavations that can take years, GPR offers a non-invasive X-ray vision, revealing buried foundations, forgotten structures, and hidden pathways with remarkable precision. It's a silent conversation with the past, deciphering the whispers of structures long consumed by the earth. Consider the lost city of Petra, in Jordan, famed for its rock-cut architecture. While satellites mapped its visible grandeur, GPR teams, like those led by Dr. Sarah Parcak and her partners, utilized this technology to uncover an enormous, previously unknown monumental structure hidden beneath the sand, just south of the city center. This massive platform, measuring roughly 56 by 49 meters, complete with an inner monumental staircase and columns, was oriented with a clear intention, now being studied for its potential celestial significance. It's an alignment that would have been completely missed had we relied solely on surface observations. GPR complements satellite data perfectly. Where one maps the visible, the other unveils the hidden depths, confirming that the ancient architects' cosmic blueprint extended not just to their monumental edifices, but to the very foundations upon which their worlds were built. This synergy of technologies ensures that no stone, visible or buried, is left unturned in our quest to understand these profound connections. We now stand at a fascinating crossroads of ancient mystery and modern technology. We've journeyed through the heavens with satellites, peering at the grand designs etched onto Earth's surface. We've delved beneath the soil with ground-penetrating radar, uncovering the hidden foundations of those cosmic visions. We've even flown through the air with LiDAR, stripping away vegetation to reveal forgotten topographies. But how do we take these vast, disparate streams of information, petabytes of satellite imagery, gigabytes of LiDAR point clouds, detailed GPR maps, and centuries of traditional archaeological survey data, and transform them into coherent, understandable knowledge? How do we weave these threads into a tapestry that clearly reveals the complex, multi-layered alignments of our ancient ancestors? The answer lies in the incredible power of Geographic Information Systems, or GIS. GIS is the digital loom that allows researchers to layer, analyze, and visualize spatial data from countless sources onto a single, interactive map. Imagine a multi-dimensional digital canvas where you can overlay satellite photos of an ancient city with its precise, LiDAR-derived topography, then add the GPR data showing buried structures, and even incorporate historical, archaeological excavation points and artifact distributions. Each layer provides a piece of the puzzle, and when combined within a GIS environment, complex patterns and relationships emerge that would be utterly invisible otherwise. For example, researchers studying the vast Nazca lines in Peru utilize GIS to map the precise coordinates of every geoglyph, then overlay astronomical data to test hypotheses about their alignment with celestial events, like solstices or the rising of specific constellations. It's not just about pretty maps. GIS is a powerful analytical engine. It allows archaeologists to perform spatial queries. Show me all structures within 100 meters of the main ceremonial axis that are also oriented towards the winter solstice sunrise. Or, map the precise angular deviation of every major temple from true north. This is how researchers, often using sophisticated software like ArcGIS or open-source alternatives like QGIS, build comprehensive 3D models of ancient landscapes, making subtle alignments not only visible, but also meticulously measurable and statistically verifiable. By integrating geographical context with cultural data, GIS transforms raw numbers and images into compelling narratives of human ingenuity and cosmic connection. It allows us to step into the minds of the ancient master planners, deciphering their sophisticated understanding of both their earthly environment and the heavens above, proving that their designs were not random, but part of a grand, interconnected vision. Having armed ourselves with the cutting-edge tools of space-based imaging, ground-penetrating radar, and sophisticated geographic information systems, it's time to revisit one of humanity's most enduring mysteries, the Giza Plateau. For millennia, the Great Pyramids have stood as colossal testaments to ancient ingenuity, their sheer scale and geometric perfection sparking endless debate about how they were constructed. But with the analytical power of today's geospatial technologies, we are not just marveling at their size, we are confirming, with unprecedented accuracy, the stunning precision of their celestial and cardinal alignments, challenging long-held assumptions and revealing a cosmic intentionality that is nothing short of breathtaking. From high above, satellite imagery allows researchers to map the Giza Plateau with millimeter-level precision. When these images are fed into GIS alongside detailed photogrammetry and LiDAR data, the results are irrefutable. The Great Pyramid of Khufu, for instance, constructed around 2580–2560 BC, is aligned to true north with an astonishing accuracy of less than 1/15 of a degree, an error so minuscule it's almost imperceptible without advanced instruments. For centuries, archaeologists grappled with how the ancient Egyptians achieved this feat without a compass. Pioneering research by Egyptologist Kate Spence in 2000 suggested that they likely used the circumpolar stars, specifically by observing two stars like Kochab and Mizar, circling the celestial pole at their highest and lowest points, then bisecting the angle to find true north. Today, satellite data precisely confirms the meticulous execution of such methods, validating the astronomical prowess of the pyramid builders. Beyond cardinal points, the debate over stellar alignments at Giza has long captivated public imagination. While the Orion correlation theory, popularized by Robert Bauval, which posits a direct correlation between the three main pyramids and the stars of Orion's belt, remains a subject of academic discussion, satellite imagery provides the empirical framework to rigorously test these hypotheses. By precisely mapping the pyramids' positions and orientations relative to the night sky as it appeared over 400–500 years ago, researchers can meticulously model potential celestial correspondences. What satellite and geospatial tools unequivocally confirm is not merely an approximation, but an extreme level of precision embedded in the very fabric of the Giza layout. This isn't just monumental architecture, it's a terrestrial observatory, a cosmic compass built into the landscape, proving that the ancient Egyptians were master astronomers and engineers who quite literally laid out their sacred geometry by the stars. From the scorching sands of Egypt, our cosmic journey takes us across oceans to the heart of ancient Mesoamerica, to the awe-inspiring metropolis of Teotihuacan. For centuries, archaeologists marveled at the sheer scale and geometric order of this pre-Aztec city, whose origins remain shrouded in mystery. With its monumental pyramids and vast avenue of the dead, it was clearly a place of immense power and sophisticated planning. Yet it is only from the vantage point of space, utilizing the full suite of satellite data, that the true extent and astronomical precision of Teotihuacan's urban plan become undeniably clear, revealing a cosmic blueprint designed on a scale that defies the very limits of human perception. Flourishing between 100 BC and 550 AD, Teotihuacan was one of the largest cities in the ancient world, home to perhaps 125,000 people. Its main axis, the Avenue of the Dead, runs for miles, connecting the monumental Pyramid of the Moon at its northern end to the vast Pyramid of the Sun. For generations, archaeologists, including pioneering researchers like George Cowgill and Anthony Aveni, suspected astronomical intentions behind its layout. But from the ground, the city's subtle angular deviations, its precise grid, and its sheer spatial extent are overwhelming, making a definitive understanding challenging. Satellite data, however, cuts through the complexity. From orbit, the intentional alignment of Teotihuacan's vast urban grid with specific celestial events becomes undeniable. High-resolution satellite imagery reveals that the city's entire layout is oriented 15.5 degrees east of true north. Why such a precise, seemingly arbitrary angle? Geospatial analysis, when combined with archaeoastronomical calculations, unveils a profound connection. This specific orientation directly corresponds to the setting position of the Pleiades star cluster, a significant celestial body for many Mesoamerican cultures, particularly during the period of Teotihuacan's rise. As observed around 150 to 250 AD, the Pleiades would have set precisely at the sightline down the Avenue of the Dead, behind the formidable peak of Cerro Gordo, creating a truly spectacular cosmic event that would have reaffirmed the city's sacred connection to the heavens. Satellite data has allowed us to transcend the limitations of ground-level observation, revealing a city designed not just for its inhabitants, but for the cosmos itself. Teotihuacan wasn't merely built, it was meticulously aligned, its grid, a terrestrial mirror of the celestial dance, solidifying its builders' status as master architects whose vision extended far beyond the immediate horizon into the very fabric of the universe. High in the Peruvian Andes, nestled precariously between towering peaks, lies the ethereal Inca citadel of Machu Picchu. A marvel of stone masonry and engineering, it has captivated explorers and scholars since its rediscovery by Hiram Bingham in 1911. Its breathtaking beauty and strategic location have always hinted at a profound connection between the Inca and their sacred landscape. But now, thanks to the combined power of satellite imaging and advanced LiDAR technology, we are gaining unprecedented insights into Machu Picchu, not only confirming long-suspected astronomical alignments, but also revealing subtle, previously unmapped features that underscore the Incas' extraordinarily sophisticated understanding of their environment and the cosmos. From the ground, Machu Picchu is an intricate labyrinth of terraces, temples, and residential areas, meticulously carved into the mountainside. Its iconic Intihuatana stone, believed to be an astronomical calendar or sundial, famously aligns with the sun on the winter solstice, casting no shadow at precisely noon. The Temple of the Sun, with its curved walls, is another known celestial observatory, its windows framing specific solar events. However, the sheer density of vegetation and the treacherous, steep terrain have always made comprehensive, ground-based mapping incredibly challenging, leaving many secrets hidden. This is where remote sensing has proven revolutionary. High-resolution satellite imagery, combined with LiDAR scans that can penetrate dense jungle canopy, have provided a new, naked Earth perspective of the site and its surrounding landscape. Researchers have used this data to generate highly accurate digital elevation models, revealing not only the known structures but also subtle, previously unmapped agricultural terraces, intricate water channels, and even smaller ceremonial platforms on adjacent peaks. These discoveries are not just fascinating additions, they're precise orientations, now measurable with geospatial accuracy, further reinforce the Incas' deep cosmological beliefs. For instance, LiDAR has helped identify alignments between distant peaks and specific structures within Machu Picchu, confirming that the entire sacred valley was integrated into a vast astronomical and spiritual landscape, where mountains were worshipped as apis, or deities. This new perspective from above solidifies the understanding that Machu Picchu was far more than just a royal estate or a ritual site. It was a complex celestial clock, and a testament to the Incas' profound astronomical knowledge, intricately woven into the very fabric of their monumental architecture and their surrounding sacred geography. The Inca didn't just build on the landscape, they built Nuerusalit, mirroring the heavens in stone and earth, a cosmic connection now clearer than ever. From the Andean peaks we travel across continents to the dense jungles of Southeast Asia, to the sprawling monastic complex of Angkor Wat in Cambodia. A UNESCO World Heritage Site and an architectural masterpiece, Angkor Wat is not merely a temple, it is a microcosm of the Hindu universe, a terrestrial representation of Mount Meru, the mythical home of the gods. Its scale is monumental, its carvings exquisite, and its design intricate. For generations, scholars have recognized its profound spiritual and symbolic significance. But with the advent of high-resolution satellite imagery and advanced geospatial analysis, researchers have been able to fully grasp the astonishing scale and intricate astronomical alignments of Angkor Wat, solidifying the understanding that its deliberate design was intended to mirror celestial patterns, tying the earthly kingdom to the divine. Constructed in the 12th century by King Suryavarman II, Angkor Wat is surrounded by a vast moat and an outer wall, encompassing an area of over 200 hectares. Its central complex comprises 5 towering spires, arranged in a quincunx pattern. Ground-based surveys have long hinted at its astronomical orientation, particularly the famous phenomenon where, during the spring equinox, the sun rises precisely over the central tower, viewed from the western entrance. This annual event is a testament to the Khmer architects' sophisticated astronomical knowledge. However, the dense jungle canopy and the sheer monumental scale of the greater Angkor region made comprehensive mapping a formidable challenge. This is where satellite imagery has proven invaluable. Researchers, like those involved in the Greater Angkor Project, led by Dr. Damien Evans, have utilized high-resolution satellite data, including radar imagery, to map the entire hydraulic system, the vast network of canals, reservoirs, and earthen embankments that sustained the ancient Khmer civilization. This data also revealed the precise layout of surrounding cities and ritual centers, confirming that Angkor Wat was not an isolated monument, but the centerpiece of a meticulously planned, astronomically aligned urban and agricultural landscape. Beyond the equinox alignment, satellite analysis has allowed researchers to measure other subtle but deliberate astronomical orientations embedded within the complex. The precise angles of causeways, the placement of subsidiary temples, and even the geometry of the surrounding moats can now be analyzed against star charts and solar paths from the 12th century. The consistent findings confirm that Angkor Wat was designed as a vast celestial calendar, an earthly manifestation of the cosmos itself. The Khmer rulers sought to legitimize their divine authority by literally embedding the heavens into their grandest monument, a cosmic masterpiece now verified and understood with unprecedented clarity from orbit. We've explored how space-based technologies are recontextualizing some of the most famous ancient sites on Earth, proving their profound astronomical connections. But the true revolution of satellite archaeology extends far beyond revisiting known wonders. The real power of remote sensing lies in its ability to reveal entirely new chapters of human history, hidden cities, forgotten roads, and previously unknown astronomical observatories, buried beneath jungle canopies, swallowed by desert sands, or even obscured by modern urban sprawl, all made visible from the unparalleled vantage point of orbit. Imagine the jungles of Guatemala, once thought to be sparsely populated between the great Maya cities. In 2018, the Pacunum LiDAR Initiative, a consortium of international researchers, used LiDAR to peer through the dense foliage. What they unveiled was staggering. Not just a few isolated settlements, but an entire Maya megacity, a vast, interconnected network of over 60,000 previously undiscovered structures, including houses, palaces, complex defensive works, and elaborate causeways linking urban centers over hundreds of square miles. This discovery, stretching across the Mirador Basin, has completely reshaped our understanding of Maya civilization, indicating a population density and level of organization far greater than previously imagined. And within this newly revealed landscape, the hunt for celestial alignments in their urban planning is now a critical next step. Similar stories of discovery are unfolding globally. In the Amazon rainforest, satellite imagery has identified vast networks of geoglyphs and ancient settlements, revealing complex societies that thrived in areas once thought uninhabitable. In Europe, spectral analysis of satellite images has helped pinpoint Roman villas and roads, even detecting the subtle chemical traces left by ancient agriculture. In the Middle East, patterns indicative of ancient irrigation systems and forgotten caravanserai are emerging from the desert. The power of these technologies is not limited to tropical or arid zones. Even in heavily developed regions, multispectral imagery can detect the faint signatures of buried features beneath agricultural fields or suburban developments. Each detection, each newly visible outline, is a potential site for an astronomical alignment, waiting to be studied. These discoveries are transforming archaeology from a slow, painstaking process of ground excavation to a rapid, expansive aerial reconnaissance. We are not merely confirming what we knew, we are rewriting ancient history on an unprecedented scale. The satellites are revealing that our ancestors were even more widespread, more interconnected, and more profoundly attuned to the cosmos than we ever dared to imagine. The Earth is giving up its secrets, one pixel at a time, showing us a past that is far richer and more intricate than any historical record could describe. With irrefutable evidence from space, from the precisely aligned pyramids of Giza to the vast cosmic grid of Teotihuacan, the question shifts dramatically. It's no longer if our ancient ancestors aligned their grand structures with the cosmos, but buget so. How did these civilizations, without GPS, without laser levels, without even steel instruments, achieve such mind-boggling precision on a monumental scale? The answer, painstakingly pieced together by combining satellite data with ground verification and experimental archaeology, paints a vivid picture of ancient societies as sophisticated engineers, master planners, and profound observers of the natural world. Their primary, technology, was acute observation. For cardinal alignments, they mastered archaeoastronomy. By tracking the rising and setting points of key celestial bodies, the sun at solstices and equinoxes, specific stars like the pole stars, though not Polaris during much of ancient Egyptian history, or asterisms like the Pleiades, they could establish extremely accurate cardinal directions. A simple gnomon, a vertical stick casting a shadow, could mark the precise north-south line at midday. Water levels, in principle, are incredibly accurate for establishing a horizontal plane, and the ancients were masters of hydraulic engineering. For linear measurements, they relied on standardized units, the Egyptian cubit, the Roman foot, the Inca quipu for record-keeping and potentially measurement, and meticulously crafted measuring ropes or cords. Large squares could be laid out using geometry, much like the 3-4-5 triangle principle. Triangulation, using distant markers or natural features, likely played a crucial role in establishing vast site plans. The sheer scale of projects like Teotihuacan or Angkor Wat suggests generations of planning and execution, overseen by dedicated teams of astronomers, priests, and master builders. Their knowledge was not confined to engineering. It was interwoven with spiritual beliefs, where mirroring the cosmic order on Earth was a sacred duty. What satellite data combined with ground verification unequivocally demonstrates is that these were not accidental alignments or happy coincidences. They were the result of deliberate, sophisticated planning, rooted in a deep understanding of celestial mechanics and an extraordinary dedication to precision. Our ancestors were not primitive. They were brilliant, resourceful, and deeply connected to the rhythms of the universe. This reevaluation of their genius, enabled by the very technologies that allow us to gaze at the stars, forces us to look inward, reconsidering our own place in the long, inspiring history of human ingenuity. For generations, the remarkable alignments of ancient structures were often relegated to the realm of intriguing anomaly, perhaps a trick of the light, or a fortunate accident of primitive engineering. Critics, often rooted in a skepticism born of their own era's technological limitations, would dismiss these recurring patterns as mere coincidence. But with the advent of advanced remote sensing, particularly the piercing gaze of satellite technology, that comfortable denial has been irrevocably shattered. We now possess an overwhelming, irrefutable body of evidence that systematically dismantles the coincidence theory brick by painstakingly measured brick. From the towering pyramids of Giza, whose sides align with an astonishing precision to the cardinal points, to the sprawling urban grid of Teotihuacan, angled with uncanny accuracy to the setting point of the Pleiades over the nearby Cerro Gordo mountain, the patterns are too numerous, too precise, and too consistent to be accidental. Consider Cahokia, the colossal Mississippian city in North America, where the Woodhenge sun calendars track the solstices with an exactitude that rivals modern observatories, or the intricate network of seek lines radiating from the Inca capital of Cusco, many of which point to specific celestial risings or settings, anchoring their sacred landscape to the sky above. These aren't isolated incidents. They are a global chorus, a symphony of stone and earth meticulously tuned to the heavens. Researchers like Dr. Sarah Parcak, a pioneer in space archaeology, and the teams utilizing LIDAR and synthetic aperture radar haven't just identified these alignments, they've quantified them. They've run the statistical probabilities, demonstrating that the chance of so many disparate cultures across millennia and continents achieving such precise astronomical orientations purely by accident approaches zero. The data speaks with an undeniable voice. These were not coincidences. They were deliberate acts of cosmic architecture. What emerges from this high-resolution scrutiny is a portrait of ancient builders who were not merely functional engineers, but profound celestial navigators. They possessed an observational knowledge of the cosmos, far exceeding what was previously credited, a knowledge embedded not in scrolls, but in the very foundations of their cities. The debate has definitively shifted. We are no longer asking if these alignments were intentional, but rather, how did they achieve such astonishing precision without modern instruments, and why was this cosmic connection so fundamental to their very existence? The confirmation of widespread intentional celestial alignments across seemingly disparate cultures carries profound implications. It forces us to reevaluate not just the technical prowess of ancient civilizations, but their very worldview. This isn't just about constructing buildings. It's about constructing a shared cosmology, a universal understanding of humanity's place within the vast celestial dance. Imagine the collective knowledge required. Not only a sophisticated grasp of observational astronomy, tracking solstices, equinoxes, and the precise risings and settings of stars like Sirius, the Pleiades, or Orion's belt, but also advanced surveying techniques capable of translating those celestial observations onto vast terrestrial canvases with remarkable accuracy. Whether it was the Mesopotamians orienting their ziggurats, the Egyptians their temples, or the Maya their observatories, a shared dedication to cosmic order resonates across time and geography. This raises an even more intriguing question. Did these civilizations, separated by oceans and continents, develop this profound astronomical insight independently? Or does the striking similarity in their celestial orientations hint at something deeper? Could there have been ancient networks of knowledge exchange, perhaps even shared cultural or spiritual progenitors, that linked these distant worlds? While direct contact remains a subject of intense debate, the undeniable commonality of purpose to align their most sacred and significant structures with the heavens suggests a universal human impulse, or perhaps even a more literal connection. Consider the possibility of a cosmic template, an archetypal understanding of the sky's importance that transcended cultural boundaries. Early agricultural societies, utterly dependent on the cycles of the sun and stars for planting and harvesting, would naturally develop sophisticated calendrical systems. But these alignments go far beyond mere practicality. They imbue the landscape with spiritual significance, making the cities themselves sacred geographies, mirroring the order of the cosmos. This interconnected web of celestial cities redefines our understanding of the ancient world, transforming it from a collection of isolated pockets into a tapestry woven with threads of shared knowledge, awe, and an enduring connection to the universe. Ultimately, the story of these ancient alignments is not just about engineering marvels or forgotten astronomical knowledge. It is a profound reflection of the enduring human quest to understand our place within the vast, awe-inspiring cosmos. From the earliest firelit camps, our ancestors looked up at the stars, not just with curiosity, but with a deep-seated desire to comprehend the patterns, the rhythms, and the profound mystery of existence. Why did they dedicate generations of labor, immense resources, and unparalleled ingenuity to anchoring their earthly domains to the celestial sphere? The answers lie at the heart of what it means to be human. It's an innate yearning for order in a seemingly chaotic world, a search for meaning beyond the mundane. By aligning their temples, their tombs, and their entire cities with the movements of the sun, moon, and stars, these ancient peoples were quite literally building a bridge between heaven and earth. They were seeking to replicate the divine order they perceived in the heavens, bringing cosmic harmony down to the human realm. For many, these alignments were deeply spiritual. They were acts of devotion, connecting mortal lives to immortal deities or universal forces. The celestial bodies were often seen as gods, ancestors, or powerful omens. To live in a city aligned with the cosmos was to live in harmony with the divine, to ensure fertility, prosperity, and the favor of the heavens. It provided a sense of security, purpose, and belonging within a grander design. This powerful drive echoes through time, resonating even in our modern age. Though our instruments are different, our telescopes more powerful, and our understanding vastly expanded, the fundamental human impulse to gaze skyward and ponder our existence remains. We launch satellites not just for communication, but to explore the very boundaries of our universe, driven by the same questions that compelled the builders of Teotihuacan or Stonehenge. The ancient architects, in their profound connection to the stars, remind us that the human spirit has always sought to transcend the earthly, to reach for something larger than ourselves, eternally striving to find our definitive place in the universe. Even with the unprecedented capabilities of satellite technology, mapping hidden cities and revealing astronomical alignments with startling clarity, we are merely scratching the surface of ancient human achievement. For every triumph of discovery, new questions invariably emerge, deeper mysteries whispering from the untouched depths of our planet. What more lies hidden beneath the dense canopies of the Amazon, where LiDAR is beginning to peel back millennia of vegetation, revealing lost cities and vast, interconnected networks that defy previous assumptions about pre-Columbian societies? What secrets are still buried beneath the sands of the Sahara or the frozen tundras of the Arctic, awaiting the next generation of remote sensing tools? The sheer scale of the undiscovered archaeological record is staggering. Untold civilizations, vast urban centers, and intricate ceremonial sites, many designed with their own unique celestial codes, could be lying completely obscured. We've seen tantalizing glimpses. The discovery of ancient Roman villas beneath modern urban sprawl, detected by ground-penetrating radar, or the revelation of massive, complex Mayan agricultural systems unseen for centuries. Each new discovery fundamentally rewrites our understanding of human history and our ancestors' sophisticated relationship with the cosmos. Furthermore, the how of their astronomical precision remains a fertile ground for inquiry. Without telescopes or advanced mathematical tools as we know them, how did ancient peoples achieve such consistent and accurate alignments? Were there lost methods, forgotten observational techniques, or an intuitive understanding of celestial mechanics that eludes modern comprehension? The answers might lie in the very structures themselves, in the forgotten lore of their builders, or in the subtle clues yet to be extracted from the digital echoes of LiDAR scans. The journey of discovery is far from over. As technology continues to evolve, as artificial intelligence learns to sift through vast datasets of satellite imagery for even the faintest patterns, we stand on the precipice of a new era of archaeological revelation. The sky, once their inspiration, is now our ultimate tool, helping us to unearth the hidden brilliance of the celestial architects, and reminding us that the past still holds countless wonders, waiting to be rediscovered from above. From the first stargazers who mapped the heavens with keen eyes, to the grand architects who inscribed that knowledge into stone, and finally to the orbital platforms that now confirm their cosmic vision, our journey has traversed millennia. We have seen how celestial architects were not merely master builders, but profound astronomers, deliberately orienting their cities, temples, and observatories with an astonishing precision that challenges every prior assumption about ancient capabilities. The alignments we've explored, from the solstices to the star paths, were not accidental. They were fundamental expressions of a deep spiritual and scientific understanding of the universe. This profound connection between earth and sky, rediscovered and verified from space, underscores a shared human quest, an inherent drive to understand our place within the vast cosmic tapestry. Satellite technology has not just offered new perspectives, it has provided irrefutable evidence, bridging the immense chasm between ancient wisdom and modern science. It grants us a renewed appreciation for the sophisticated intellects that flourished long before our own era of advanced tools. As we look up, the stars still beckon, and as we look down from orbit, the Earth still reveals its secrets. What other hidden messages await discovery, encoded in the ancient landscapes by those who saw the cosmos not as a distant spectacle, but as an intimate guide? Our ancestors built for eternity, guided by the heavens, leaving us a legacy that continues to inspire wonder, reminding us of the enduring genius inscribed in every stone, every alignment, every celestial blueprint.